Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and doing another late night AM vid recording today where we're going to be covering Greatest Heights. Now, Greatest Heights this time around ended up actually popping off for so many kingdoms that it is just sadly a little bit too late for me to cover every single one. But we will be covering the kingdoms at minimum, along with a number more that are at least in the SOS KVK group for the 118 kingdoms that are going to be going into the latest season for Winter is Upon Us. Now, we'll be showing you the top 10, a lot of screenshots. We'll also be talking about what the lowest bubble was for if you were in a kingdom, right? What's the cheapest or lowest amount of value or points you could get in order to place top 10. And then we'll show you kind of a global top 15 for the set of kingdoms that we were able to pull. As always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you throw us some because it helps out a lot. So let's go ahead and change gears just a little bit here. So if we show this off, this was the last time we ended up doing it. Now we did a top 25. I think we're going to do a top 15 this time around. But last time was in June 30th. So basically July 1st or end of June, if you will. And so it was about 2.5, well, I guess a little bit less than 3 months ago is when we pulled the last one. So we'll kind of show you this left to right. I'm going to show you this in batches. So you can see here that we have now, I ended up pulling these from Kingdom 1 through Kingdom 288. Now, there is a gap in there that will show you. Oh, actually, hang on. I think you can probably see it here, right? So, if like from around mid 160s to around 210, so you can see maybe about 50 or so, which probably could have been maybe about 6 or so more groups that we just missed out in between there. Again, just want to set some expectations that we didn't cover everyone. But what I will say is that it is nice to see that the Greatest Heights is sinking around the same time, if not at the same time, for a lot of these kingdoms. And if my guess is right, at least around the first 300 kingdoms are all synced for Greatest Heights. Now, it doesn't mean that all of them are participating in the exact same Greatest Heights, but the timelines are adding up and the same. Even if they're split into their own kind of like 8 kingdom groups, which is what I was surmising, is that the groups are probably around 8 kingdoms. It's just sadly, one of the things is when the event finishes, it doesn't show you which kingdoms are in each group. You only are able to access that before the event finishes, and then you get that 24-hour post-display window. So this is the first group. We will then go to the next one. Before I show you guys kind of the top boards, and then we'll look at some screenshots too as well. So the lowest right now that I was able to find between 1 through 10, 22 through 90, 213 through 240, and 277 through 288, plus 314, minusing 65 and 86, along with a couple other groups as well. I don't know where my sheet is. Hang on, I'll finagle this over. Also minus 440, 43, 69, 75, 221, 225, 228, and 230. Remember, because they skipped, so they're not going into this Winter is Upon Us KVK season. 8.314 million is the lowest out of those particular groups. The lowest I was able to find out of all of these groups, I think, was around this one at 3.27 million. I'm just going to double check though. No, sorry, 2.75 million was the lowest. And that was for a number of kingdoms in 161 to 162. The challenge, again, like I said, is because I'm pulling it afterwards. It takes a long time to click on every single kingdom and go into each one. But here's our top 15 that we have for you, again, across this limited number of groups. We ended up doing this at, I guess we'll just leave that there for dramatic effect, or for future effect. But we got 36.45 million. That's grew from 225. We're at 37.5 million for Syrah from 225. We have 37.9 million Durian from 140. We have 39.65 million from Min D Ace from 96. 40.13 million from Asgardian Kingdom 60 at number 11. Number 10, we have 40.63 million from Mando at 60. breaking further in now to the top 10, number 9, 40.8 million for, I think it's Zombik, Kingdom 115. At number 8, at 42.56 million, we have Gods from 81. Number 7, 44.36 million, Neat from Kingdom 5. Number 6, 51.32 million, Crystal Light from Kingdom 5. 54.00 million. At number 5, Gopta from Kingdom 7. At number 4, we have 56.5 million, which is ASSABG. I'm not sure how exactly that is pronounced, but that's from Kingdom 5. Number 3, we have 60.82 million, Sparta from Kingdom 60. Number 2, we're at 62.33 million, Hist from Kingdom 60. And number 1 is 62.48 million, Sao Kirito from Kingdom 60. So that kind of rounds out our top 15. Now just to show you some boards here to give some friendly shout-outs, and I'll probably go through these like decently quick. I'm not going to linger too long on them, but I at least wanted to be able to show you off what we've pulled. And I'm sure people will just kind of pause along the way, but I at least wanted to get you guys as much of a full screen viewing as we could. It is interesting when you go and you look across a number of the groups, and you can see, you know, a lot of the display times are probably going to be give or take around the same, as again, this is the post-event finish where they give you that 24-hour display window. The one thing I will say, and I think I mentioned this a little earlier, is I would love for them to also include all the kingdoms that participated, so you at least have somewhere, because I think when the event is going on, you have like a bubble or something you can click over here, and that'll give you an option to see all the kingdoms that are actually participating in that group. It would just be nice if they left that up so you'd be able to see it afterwards and it doesn't just disappear. Would even be nice if maybe you could see beyond the top 10, like maybe they could show you the top 100 or the top 200, just as kind of another little side note. But aside from that, I mean, I think overall, you know, it's nice that the data doesn't just disappear after the event finishes, at least for someone like me who likes to be able to view it and have a little bit more time if I'm not able to catch it earlier rather than later. Yeah, I mean, even in some of the higher kingdoms too as well, you know, you're still seeing like decent numbers that are being put up. Okay, well that pretty much rounds it out for what we got for you so far. Again, these are all the groups that ended up placing in the top 10, or at least that we pulled the top 10 for, along with the top 15 for all of the kingdoms that we ended up doing this time around, which is 1 through 288, right, minus the 165 to about 210, or 162, give or take, to about 210, 211. That was the only gap that we had, and then, of course, not exceeding 288 to about 290 to 300. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Obviously, would love to know what you think. If there's any surprises, if you're shocked, are you maybe considering going to one of these kingdoms so you can have easier overall greatest heights for placing top 10 and getting those rewards, or no, it doesn't really matter to you that much? Would love to hear what you guys think in those comments. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you later.